Hey, how's it going, guys? Leafs fan here, and today what I have for you guys is my Q&A video. So you guys sent me questions in last week, and I'm here to answer them. And what I'm going to be doing with my Q&A series is I am probably, going to be making a Q&A video once a month, and I'll give you guys like a week in advance before I make the video. Send me in questions, so let's get this one started. My sister's piano wants to know what kind of stick do I use. I use a Bauer Vapor X60. I've pretty much always been a fan of Bauer equipment, and ever since I started buying my own equipment, I've been buying Bauer sticks. So the reason why I like Bauer sticks is because the quality is just unbelievable. The only other kind of brand I've ever bought for sticks is Reebok. I believe the second game I had with my Reebok, what was it, like 3K or something like that, I snapped it. So after that I said I'm never buying a Reebok stick again, and I just went back to Bauer. And the quality's been amazing. I always like their custom curves that they have. The Patrick Kane curve is definitely my favorite. So yeah, that's why I use a Bauer Vapor X60. HB360 Gaming wants to know, do I like to spray canned cheese up my nose? And the answer to that is yes. That's actually one of my hobbies. I go to the store maybe like twice a week, buy like 20 cans of sprayed cheese. I take an afternoon off of school, put the nozzle up my nose, sit back, and I have a good time getting high on canned cheese. And wow, it is better than smoking weed. I'm just fucking with you guys. It's Mold Gold wants to know, where would you go if there was a zombie apocalypse? That's something I never thought about before, but I think I'd probably get in the car, book it down to Toronto, go to the only Bass Pro Shops we have here in Canada, get a bunch of guns, load up, and the Bass Pro Shop's actually connected to a pretty big mall, so I'd probably just go there and steal some other stuff for shits and giggles. And then I would probably go up on the roof of the mall and start shooting zombies. And I think it would probably end up like the movie Dawn of the Dead. But yeah, for the most part, that's probably what I would do if there's a zombie apocalypse. And then once I run out of guns and ammo, I'm not quite sure what I would do with myself. So yeah, that's what I would do if there's a zombie apocalypse. Jay the King 21 wants to know, who is the better player, Sidney Crosby or Alex Ovechkin? Well, this is a great question here. I'm just gonna put it out there now. I personally think Sidney Crosby is the better player. The reason why I think Crosby is the better player is because he's an all-around player. Alex Ovechkin's more of a personal player, independent kind of guy. I mean, Sidney Crosby can do it all. He can set up that big clutch goal. He can score the big clutch goal. He can basically put the team on his back and just get them to where they need to be to score that winning goal or just that tying goal and that big clutch goal, like I said. So I think Sidney Crosby's a better player, although Ovechkin's also a great player. I mean, when he needs to go into beast mode, he can do it. You know, he's going to put up those big clutch goals like Crosby, but Ovechkin's definitely more of an independent player than Sidney Crosby. So that's why I personally think Crosby is a better player than Ovechkin, just because he's an all-around player, and Ovechkin's pretty much a single-minded player. Decosaurus Rex wants to know, what are some of the biggest features and ideas that EA has to work on to make NHL 14 really good? This is a really good question here. I'm going to start off with GM Connected, because that's the thing that disappointed me the most about NHL 13. The first thing, these are kind of small things, but the first thing, you actually have to search for the GM Connected. You can't actually be invited into it, which is kind of pointless, because there's probably going to be a number of GM Connected with the same name as your friends or similar. You're going to have to go all the way through that list. I mean, how hard was it to possibly put in a feature like they did with the online leagues in past games to possibly send a request to your player hub like all the other game modes in the game? That's something they need to fix. Another thing with GM Connected is the menus take freaking forever to load. Oh my god. Guys, I install all my games to my hard drive on my Xbox, and it still takes me freaking 10 minutes to load the menus. And also, another thing that pisses me off about GM Connected, if someone quits on you, the game doesn't count. Or even if they lag out. Oh my god, I don't even know, guys. That's one thing that pisses me off. I think that if you're going to be as much of a bitch to quit on someone, you should get the loss. The game, I don't even know how to explain this, but it's just bullshit that you the game doesn't count if you quit. I mean, come on, that's just really giving you another chance to win. Like, EA, you gotta get your shit together. Um, I've had an occasion where I've actually been playing a game and someone's actually laid down on me. The game didn't count, and I was pretty pissed because I was winning like 4-0. And that's one thing that pisses me off about GM Connected. Another thing is GM Connected. Like, I'm in a pretty big GM Connected, and people have pretty much lost interest in it, probably for those reasons right there, because the menus take forever to load, and when people quit, the game doesn't count. So that's another thing that pisses me off about GM Connected. I'm gonna go with EA SHL here. One thing they need to fix is they need to make the penalties bigger for backing out on the game. I mean, yeah, I know we all get frustrated every now and then and back out of a game, but there's been instances where, like, we're playing a club game and we have a goalie, we get matched up against another club with a goalie. Their goalie backs out like a minute into the game or after being scored on. They end up coming back because their computer goalie is freaking up like amazing, and it's just not fair, you know. I think if you're gonna back out like that, you should not be allowed to play a game for like an hour if you're the goalie. I mean that may sound kind of harsh, but they got to do something about that because it just pisses me off. And I can go on and on about this, but to be honest, they need to do something to make the penalties more strict, because it's not fair to everyone else who plays EA SHL with a goalie to have your goalie back out and you guys end up having a chance at winning because your goalie backs out and you have a human goalie on the other side who's not nearly as good as your computer goalie. So that's one thing that pisses me off about EA SHL. One thing I think they could add to NHL 14 is just kind of a small feature. I don't think it would really affect too much, but maybe like line brawls would be pretty cool. You know, you get into a club game, everyone's getting pissed off, so you guys all just like pick a partner and there's line brawls. I think that'd be pretty cool, but I don't really see them adding that in, just because I think EA is going to be lazy and not do too much with NHL 14. I mean, they pretty much added everything in they could do to innovate the game, and the only way they can go is up now, so I'm not really quite sure what they can do for NHL 14. I mean, they're pretty much reaching the limit of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, because I heard like a rumor last year that the Xbox 720 and the PS4 are actually in manufacturing right now, so maybe within the next 2 to 3 years we could see a new gaming console, which probably means more possibilities for the sports teams, specifically NHL. But a couple other things I'd like to see in NHL, maybe like a pre-game warm-up for club. You know, maybe like 5 minutes, you just gotta shoot the puck around, and this would be especially good if you have a goalie. Like, it's his, say for example, it's his first game of the day. He hasn't really faced any shots or anything. Take some shots on him, some breakaways, cross creases, all that good stuff, and he's warmed up for the game. I think that would be kind of a neat feature that they could add in, but I'm sure a lot of people could disagree on that. Another thing that they could probably do is they can bring back the online leagues, because GM Connected gets boring when you have to play against computers, especially when you don't have enough teams to fill the league. To be honest, I miss playing online leagues with like 4 or 5 buddies. It gets pretty competitive that way, and it goes a lot quicker, so that's one thing I'd like them to bring back. But other than that, that's what I think they should do for NHL 14. I mean, they can't really do too much more at this point, but yeah, that was a great question. Thanks, Deke. The next question comes from Carter Burnside. Did you or do you play hockey? And if you did, what level did you play? I did play hockey for like 10 years, I believe. I only played house leagues. I wasn't that good of a player, and I kind of started late. I started playing hockey when I was 9 or 10. So, yeah, I started off playing house league. I'm sure if I started when I was like 5 or 6, I probably would have been playing competitive hockey. I'm not sure if I'd be playing junior right now, but I probably would have played not junior A, double A growing up. But yeah, I just played house league pretty much my whole life, and I found that pretty fun because you end up playing, like, when you get older, you end up playing on your friends' teams and people you've been playing with for years. So that's pretty cool. And right now I'm actually playing a beer league, but it's only like a once a week thing. So Saturday nights, you know, you go there late at night, play your game. Actually, I've been in the league for like 3 weeks now. I've only gone once, just for the fact that I haven't been motivated to go, and I've had other stuff pop up. So yeah, that's what I do right now. I do still play hockey. I do miss it a lot, though. I miss playing like 2 to 3 times a week, like last year. Uh, I just decided to sort of take a break from hockey after last year. Do my own thing here. And yeah, that's all the questions I have for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like. And thanks for the questions once again, guys. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, as always, and peace.